my creatives, and today I'm here with a different video than usual. I had a request for showing how I print and prepare my digital kits for using. So that is what I'm going to share with you today. So that is why you see the beautiful website from AZ Digitals, because this is mainly where I buy my digital kits, but you can also use the things that I'm doing for any other digital that you are buying. It doesn't have to be from this website. I just buy everything from this website because I love crepe paper. So we're starting today off with where I buy my digital kits. So that's here on AZ Digitals. And then for now, they have here a banner with what's now available or what's in the sale. You can go here on brands. Of course, you can search here in the searching area, and yeah, just go shopping. So if I go to create paper, I always go to full digital collections because that is what I like. And then I just go browse through these, and I'm going to check if there is something that I like. So I already have the All Heart full collection. I've made projects with these, but I always check if I enjoy what I'm getting. So I always open up this little screen. So here's an overview of what is in a kit. And then I go swiping through the pages if I like element packs. You can also buy everything separately. For me, the point is that I have the collection, so I never buy anything separately. But you can also buy all of these separate. So this gives you an idea of what's inside or what's the aesthetic of a kit. And if I like what I see, I just close this window and I add it to my cart, and then I will order it, checkout. So for us European, this is very nice because we can use PayPal, and I believe you can use a credit card, but I don't have credit card, so I always use PayPal. And then that's that, you get it checked out. So after you check out, you get a download link, and I'm not going to show you mine because I already downloaded everything, and of course it has my personal information on there, so I don't want to share that with you all, but you get a download link, and then you can find it in your downloads folder. And after that, I always take it out of my downloads folder and put it in my organization system on my drive, and then I will go to work with it. So I will just take you there now. So I have here I have this folder on my drive. It says digital kits, and I separate them by brand, and after that the collection. So today we are going to prepare Oasis because it's still summertime and I would love to make some summer meal. So I'm going to prepare Oasis with you. And this is how you will get your files. It depends on how big the kit is. This is a small kit. That's also why I chose it for this video. But you have bigger kits with 6 element packs or paper packs. So the first ones, EP1, those are element packs. And PP is paper packs, which makes sense. But these are all zipped files. And that is... well, it's a big technical story, but it makes the file smaller to give to you, but you have to unpack your file. So I use WinRAR because I have a Windows machine, and for the European people or Benelux, you can just type in winrar.nl and you can download this. For every country it is. It does have a license, but you don't have to pay for it. Don't worry. But you can unpack these files. So just download this and then you can unpack it. I will show you how to do that. So I go back to my original map with all the packs. Then I just right click on it and then it says alles uitpakken, or unpack in English. So you can understand my computer's in Dutch because I am Dutch, but you can just put unpack, and I will do that. And then it tells me where do you want to have the unpacked files. So mine already says the place that I want to have it because I already put the unpacked files there, but you can change whatever you want. And this doesn't really matter. It says if you want to show off your files immediately after unpacking. I don't like it because it opens a new window, and I'm like, no, because I have 4 things I want to unpack, so I don't want to open this. So I just push unpack, uitpakken in Dutch, and then it's going to unpack my first element pack. So I have to wait for this a little while. So that's the first pack, and I will now just unpack the other things because that makes it easier later on. So after everything is unpacked, you will see here the zip file, which is the packed version, and the unpacked. It has not the zip after it, and it doesn't have the zipper here. So what I tend to do is I just select these 4 and just throw them away because I have all the files here but unpacked, and you need that to work with them. I think you can also use the unpacked version, but it takes a little more time. It's not as fast as when you unpack the files, but you can still use them, no problem at all. If you don't want to unpack them, you can still use them. I could have shown you that. I will take another file. Let's see, I bought Good Vibes. This is packed, so you can still just double click on it, double click again, and then you can double click again into elements, and then here are all your elements. So you don't have to unpack it. If you don't want to install WinRAR, that's no problem at all. You can still use these images, but it's a little bit slower than when you unpack them because they're compressed. But they're no problem at all. You can still use them. They take up less space on your computer. So if storage is a problem, keep them packed and just work from this list because it just works. It works well, no problem at all. So let me go back to Oasis. And I go back to Oasis. Now you saw my collections. I have so many. I still have lots to print. We go to element pack 1. So I double click, and then you get a map into a map, and you double click again. And then here is the first setting. So here, this thing says the license agreement, so it's for personal use only. You cannot sell your product, blah blah blah. So that's the license is in all these packs, so you can read through that if you want. Then this is an image to show you what is in this pack, so what it looks like. I never open this again because I don't need it. I want to print everything, but you can see which pack it is with an image, which is nice, but I don't use it. So I always go to elements 1. And then you have your list of PNG files with all the images. So what I like to do is I go to image, I believe in English, and I put it to the big pictograms. So I can see what I have, and it makes it easier for me to process them. After that, I studied to be a graphic designer. I'm almost finished. I almost got my degree. So I use certain programs because I can and I work with them, and they are integrated into my workflow. So I use Adobe InDesign. Now don't click away the video because I'm going to show you how to do this in Word. But because people ask me how I do it, I want to show you how I do it, but I also want to show you how you can do it if you don't have these fancy programs, because you don't need these programs. I just work with them because I work with them on a daily basis and I know them better than Word. So that is why I chose to do with InDesign. I will leave a timestamp in the video if you want to skip my workflow and you want to go straight to the Word tutorial. I will leave a timestamp for you in the video so you can go straight jumping into that part. So, but still, this first process is the same, I think, for both. I like to go and work in Adobe InDesign. So that is here. And the first thing that I do is make a new document. I wait. and I go to print. I choose my paper size. For me it is A4, but you can also choose US letter size. It doesn't matter, the process is the same, just a little bit a different size, but no problem at all. Then I check off pages next to each other because that's a very annoying. It's nice when you make a book, but it's not so nice if you're just making a file to print. Then I don't change anything at all here for this purpose, and then I just say, give me my document. So then I have my InDesign document. So InDesign is kind of a Word 2.0 version. We design posters and flyers and folders in this books. We also design books in this program, but it's more flexible. It has more options than Word does, and it is very nice for graphics. But like I said, for something as simple as printing images for your digital kit, it doesn't really matter if you use InDesign or Word. But I wanted to show you my true process. So I have my document now, and then I go to my folder here again with my elements. And what I like to do is I like to select 6 at a time, so 1 row. And I select all of them by just clicking and swiping. And then I take all of them to my InDesign document. So they're here. And I get them into InDesign. So there they are. And the beauty with InDesign is if you click once in your document, the image will come on there in true scale as it was sent to you. So I click once, and this is the true size that the designers made this image. And I like to do so because then I have the image size that I like or that they intended it to, and it's a less hassle to work with it. If something is too big, if I print it and something is too big and I want to change it, I will still change it. But that is how I do it. So I just click and then it's there, and I click another time, and then another time, and another time, and another time. So now I have 6 of these elements here in my document, but as you can see, they are not structured nice for printing. So this is a little bit of a puzzle, and what I like to do is I just take my images and I move them around, put them usually in between these margins, because my printer is a laser printer and will leave a little white border. So I make sure that I'm not too close to the side, and I recommend you do the same. So not more than this, if you see this line of the image, because this is what your printer needs to make sure that it doesn't mess up your printing. So printers do this to prevent getting dirty and getting nasty and getting smudging. So that is why there's always a little white border around your image. Some printers don't, but most of them do. So make sure that you don't go too far to the edge, because it would be a shame if half or that little piece of your images would be missing. So now I go and put my images in here, and I'm going to figure out what a good way is to put them on my document. I'm gonna take this one down here, and sometimes I find other images. So this image has can go next to this one, and sometimes I find that some images work better than with others. It just depends on how my process goes while putting them in. And if I need a new page, I go here to stramien. It's Dutch. I don't know if it's also the English word. And I just take a page, click it, and hold my mouse button and bring it into this section here, and then I let it go and I have another page. So I can just scroll up, and then here are my images, and now I can add images to a new page, and then I do that for everything in this folder. So what I usually do now is let's go back to the first page. I go back into this folder with elements. I select my new row. And then I hold on to it and drag it into InDesign. And I'm going to repeat the same process by just clicking my images, and they will come out in the true size that the designers put them in the folder. So here I'm going to take an image, and I think it will fit here, not exactly. So take this one a bit down. It's like a big puzzle for adults. So I think this will be okay with my printing. But now you can see that these images will not fit on this page anymore. So then I will just select them and I will drag them to the next page. And then I will add them here. And that is how I work through the whole document. So I selected them and I'm going to drag them in here. So this is how I do it. And I'm going to add them here. I will do that later on better, but this is how I do it. And if I wanted to change the size of an image, for this one, for example, here it gives you the size, it's the width and the height, so you know exactly what size it is. You can rotate it, you can mirror it, you can do all kinds of things, but I never change anything about it. So that's how I do it in InDesign. Now let's move on to how you're going to do this in Word. So first of all, you need a new Word document. So I just made this document. It's just a regular document as usual. And the first thing you need to do is you need to change the margins. So in Dutch you go to indeling, and I don't know, I think it's layout maybe or something in English. I'm not quite sure, but it is this one with my cursor on it right now. And you go click that, and then you go to this image which says margins, and you're going to open that up and you are going to select small. So the good thing is that you don't need to take into consideration the white space you need for your printer, as I explained in the InDesign part, because this will take in the margins of your printer automatically, and you don't have to mess anything with that. So put it on the small margins, and after that it is pretty simple, because then we go back to our elements folder here, and we are going to do the same as I did with InDesign. For the ones that didn't watch that part, I like to select the one row at a time. So I just click and I just drag to select these 6 images, and I let go. After that I click again and hold it clicked and drag them into my Word document. So I drag them down here, wait until Word is opened, then I drag them in here. My mouse is still clicked, and now I'm letting go. So now my images come into this Word document. And what I didn't explain in InDesign, what I also do in InDesign, what you can do here is you can take your images, select it and rotate it so they will fit nicely together. So these images are the true size as the designers intended them. I measured them. I measured some other kits with my cutouts that I have laying around here, because of course I still haven't finished this kit with printing, but they are the same size as in InDesign, as in Word, as in the true size that I'm cutting them up. So you don't have to mess with the sizing unless you want to. You can of course change it up here. If you want to, you don't have to. If you make a mistake and you want to put it back immediately, just press Ctrl Z and then it's back to its original size. So what I like to do is, like, it's a big puzzle for adults, so I just figure out how I want to set my images on the document. So I rotate some of them to make them fit, and Word will automatically do so. Just drag them around and see what is the best fit for you. So this is very personal to how you change up your document with printing. Then I go back to my Elements pack and I select the second row by clicking and then hold it clicked and drag it over this row so they are all selected. Then I click, hold my button clicked, and I'm going to drag it into Word here on my thing underneath, and I'm just going to let go. And then they just appear in my image or in my document. And like I said, just move around with rotating them. It doesn't matter how you put them in this document because you are going to cut them up anyways. So the only thing you have to take into consideration is that you have enough space to cut around them. It doesn't matter if they're upside down or sideways because you are going to cut them out. So I just put them in my document and rotate the ones I think I would like to rotate because of the way the paper is. So that's all that you do, and you are going to do this for all the elements and for all the different element packs. And after that you are going to save your document just as a document. I like to save them in the same folder as the elements pack, so I do all the elements packs in different documents so that I keep them together. So this one would be saved in the elements 1 folder. And that's that, and after that you can go printing. But I will tell you more about the printing later on. So I am going to go back to my InDesign document and I am going to finish off this first pack, and I will fast forward you through it so you can see my work process and how I move things around because I think it's fun to share. If you don't want to watch it, I will put a timestamp in there so you can skip to print. And then we will talk about the printing settings. So I will just start and finish this document. So after I completely filled my document, so here are all the images from Elements Pack 1. And I like to add, if I have space left over, I like to add some double images, but it's not necessary, you don't have to do that. It's just something I like to do. I am going to save this file. So I'm going to save it as a PDF. So I go here and then I go to save as. And then you see that I did Willow Lane last. I go to my my folder with Oasis. Then I go to the Elements Pack 1 folder. So double click. Then here is Elements 1. If you open this folder, you will get to the images. So before this folder, I like to save my InDesign document as it is, because this document I can change it up every time I want to, if I need to resize some images. So I'm just going to call this Oasis Elements 1, and I'm going to save it by hitting my Enter key. But you cannot use this document to print. You have to export it if you work with InDesign. You don't have to do this with Word. You just open your Word document and print as you are used to. So I go to here and then I'm going to click export. And I'm going to export this as it's going to have the same name as the InDesign document to prevent confusion, and it's going to be in the same folder, but I'm going to export this as an Adobe PDF file for print. So after I see this and I agree with this, I hit save, and then I will get a screen where I can do some settings. So for a PDF file that I do with this document, I like to put it on print quality, because that is a very nice quality. This one, print with high quality, is good for just sending PDFs, but I like to do the one with the high quality for printing. Then I don't have to change anything in these settings, because I don't have to for this particular project, but this is where I can change up how my document saves things. Then I hit export, and then I wait a little bit. And then I go to my Elements pack, and if I hit back, then there is my Elements 1. Then I'm going to open it, and I'm going to open it in Chrome. Where is it what I'm looking for here? I'm going to open it in Google Chrome. And then this is what you will see if you open a PDF. So this is my PDF file. Here are all my images, and I will print from here. So with your Word document, you're going to save it the same way on the same spot if you would like. But you can just open the Word document again and then just press Start, File, and go to Print. And then you have all your printing settings here. So let's talk about printing. I'm going to talk about the Word document first, because I'm not actually going to print this one. I'm going to print my own made document because I finished that, but it doesn't matter because the result will be the same. So you of course select your own printer. So I have an HP Color LaserJet Pro laser printer. I will put the exact name of it in the description box. And I have paper that is 160 GSM for these kinds of kits that I'm printing. If I make a junk journal, I will print my papers on 120 GSM, but I will also leave links down below in the description box, and I will show you my papers once I go printing, because I'm going to show you how I do it. But first we have to put some settings here. So we want it to print the whole document, single-sided, it's all okay, and the small margins are selected here. Your paper size, and your paper size is, for me it's A4, but for US it's Lettersize, so that's all good. So after you checked all of these things, they will probably be good. just how they are. Just check your paper size here, if it's the correct size, and if it is small margins and single-sided printing, of course, then you go to printer options, and then you get this screen. And in this screen, I am going to tell that my paper is from a heavier weight because it's better for my printer and it's better for the quality of the printing. So then I go to paper and quality, and I am going to select with paper, kind of paper. I don't know how it is called in English, but it's this one here. I think you can see it. I'm going to open this up. And I know I have 160 GSM paper, so I am going to find that in this little very big screen. I'm going to find my paper weight. So my paper weight is going to be extra heavy, and it's from 131 grams to 175 grams. If you have this in pounds, you can find it in pounds. I think it depends on how your computer is set. Mine is in European and Dutch, so that is why I have it like this. So I'm going to hit that to make sure that this one is set to my paper kind that I'm going to use. Then everything else is just okay, you don't have to touch it, so you're going to press OK. And after that, you're going to press print. And that's that, and it will come out of your printer. So that is it for Word. Let's go to my PDF file that I have made for myself. So I'm going to print this on the 160 GSM paper. So what I do is I go up here to the print icon in Google Chrome. I press print, and then I get this screen. So I think this screen is familiar for a lot of people. I go to more options, and then I can check my paper size and all the things. So I'm going to scale it on standard, so nothing weird. And then I'm going to check this. I'm going to click on this here to get into the same settings as I got into Word. So here you see my printer that is selected. This is my printer, and I am going to go to preferences, and then you get the same screen as I had in Word. Oh, now I see you can also change the paper weight here. It says kind of paper or paper thing. It says unknown right now, so I'm going to change that to extra heavy. Then I'm going to press OK, and after that I'm going to press print. But before I do that, I need to switch out my regular printer paper for this this printing. So I am going to take you downstairs with my camera, and I'm going to show you how I do that how I work with my printer. You will see my printer, you will see it print, you will see me fussy cut, you will see me do everything I do before I use this this kit. So I will see you downstairs with my printer. is how I print all of my embellishments, but now I'm going to show you how I print my papers. Then I go to the folder with my Oasis elements, so that's still here. Just go to Oasis and then I go to the paper pack. So I'm going to open the paper pack, double click. So here are the papers, and then I'm going to put it on extra big images. And then I am going to select all of these images like I did before with the selecting. So here they are. And then I'm going to right click on them and go to print. So that will open this menu. And this is a very, very easy menu, and I suggest you go through this menu. So you have here your printer name, your paper size, the quality. So these are all good for me. There's just one quality size, so I don't know why I have this option. But then here is paper type, and here you can do the same as we did with the Word document and the PDF file. So I go to extra heavy, 131 and 175 grams. And I'm going to print my papers on a full photo, because these are photos. And I make sure that this one is checked, the fit to frame, I think it's called in English. Because if you don't, it looks like this. So if you want to have full A4 sheets of paper, pattern paper, make sure this one is checked. So now all 12 of them are here, and you can see a preview of how it will look. Yeah, if you go to a copy shop and you can print 12 by 12, that would be great. If you can have an A3 printer, that would be great, but I don't have that. So this is how I do it. And while I go through these images, I see that I want to have certain images completely. So what I do, if I want an image to be complete, I cancel this for now. I go and look in these images which ones I want to have as a complete image. So for example, I want the bathing suits one, then I hit Control and I keep it clicked, the Control key. I want this one, so now it selects these two. And I want to have this one complete, so now it selects these three. And I want to have this one, and now it selects these four. And it's the same as I did before. So you right click, go to print, and then you have the same menu, but your paper is already set, probably, if you already did this. The thing you're going to do right now is uncheck this box, and it looks like this. But remember, your printer needs a small margin to print, so this will still be cut off a little bit. So that is why I choose this size. For me, it's 20 by 25 centimeters. Maybe it's also the third with you, but it's full size, but not completely. And that will give me the little margin that I need for it to be completely on one page. So now I will have a square paper, and I think it's bigger than 6 by 6, but now I will have the complete image if I hit print on this, and then I will have this image complete. So I will hit print in a second, and then you will see me print my papers.
And that is how I print and prepare my kits for crafting. So I really hope that you took something out of this video and this was a little bit helpful, that I showed you how I do it and how I think you can do it in Word, and that you had fun watching and loved those little clips of Link. So let me know in the comments if it helped you. If you have any questions after this, please let me know. Put them down in the comments below and I will gladly answer them. And if you like this video, I would love it if you'd leave me a thumbs up. I would also love it if you'd consider subscribing to my channel. Thank you all so much for watching and I hope to see you all next time. Bye!